Hey everyone.
Hello, everybody.
I haven't even gotten into it yet.
I know.
We are back.
We are back.
We are back with the 25 things we've learned in the last 25 years of marriage. Today, what we want to talk to you all about is the topic from you and me to we. And basically, that's talking about how when you first get married, you've got to go from this mindset of I and me and mine to us and we and ours. And so changing how you think in order to make sure that you are coming together fully as a couple is very important, and one of those things that oftentimes can be a challenge for people to get over. So let's talk about it from the sense of finances and coming together as one in our finances. Do you put your money together or do you have separate accounts? So we decided that coming together, we put our money together. We put it all together fully. We blended it all together. There was one account, checking, savings, retirement. It all went together and all went into the same pot, as opposed to me having my account and I pay certain bills and she having her account and paying certain bills. We just felt like in order to come together completely, we needed to come together financially as well. Now, keep in mind, we do have our own separate Mad Money accounts where from the combined budget, a certain amount, almost like an allowance, goes out every month so that I can spend money on whatever I want to spend it on and I don't have to ask her, and she can spend money on whatever she wants to spend it on and she doesn't have to check with me. For us, it has been great. I mean, there are some things obviously you have to learn and adjust, but everything is open to the other person. There's not anything that anyone is hiding from the other person. I don't have financial secrets about bills that aren't being paid, and then she's getting a call that says, "This call is to collect the debt, and any information will be used for that purpose." Would that work?
That would be a problem. The great thing about our relationship is at the beginning, I was budget queen. So I was managing all of the finances. And then, because we trust each other, Trent took over. And he said, I'm going to help you here because I had so much to do, lesson plans.
Lesson plans. We need to free our time up from those lesson plans.
And then also having 2 kids. So when we first got married, I was budget queen. And I love being budget queen. I love my job.
Whoever does the budget, do you have to admit there is a certain level of control that you have that's hard to give up sometimes? I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I got used to it. I'm good with it because I trust him. I've never had any issues with the budget, with the finances. And if it's not in the budget, I will contact him and say, hey, can I do this? I don't just do whatever I want because that's the household's budget. It's not just, Sandra, you can do whatever you want.
So what do you say to the ladies that are like, oh, that's so 1940s. How old school do you want to be? I mean, you got to ask his permission. You got to ask his permission to spend money. How does that work?
I would say to that, mind your business because it's working for us. So mind your business. If you want to do something else, do something else. We're just telling you what worked for us. And so we just haven't had any issues with finances because the communication is always open. We are always talking about our finances. So
everybody knows what's going on.
You know what's going on. I had a student, and my student was aware of how his parents did the bills. He said, my mom makes the most money, so she pays this bill, this bill, this bill, and this bill. My dad doesn't make as much money, as my mom. So he pays this bill, this bill, this bill, and this bill. And I just thought, wow, the child knows who's paying the bills and who has the most money. And so he knows that there is an issue there. That's not something that your kids should know. So it just made me wonder, there is obviously a trust issue there. It is coming out in the finances, and even the kids are aware that there is a trust issue that has to do with finances. So much so that that this individual had a conversation with me. If you have a problem with putting it together, you need to ask yourself or ask God, why is it that I have a problem doing this? Now, it could be that, he tells you that's okay. If that works for you, it works for you. Today, we're coming from the scripture, Ephesians 5:31, part B. And the two will become one flesh. If you are one, you should be operating as one and not separately.
So we often think about that in terms of just the physical coming together. But there's so many other areas where we were talking about you and me become we. And that's part of that scripture, coming together as one. So finances, evaluate, find out, why can't we put our money together? Is there a lingering issue? Is there a trust issue? Is there something that we need to work out so that we can look for ways to come together fully, come together totally and completely, and make sure that there are no things being held back from the other person, that it's not me and mine, but it's ours and we.
And so there might be just a little bit of an issue there if you cannot come together financially. And that is the challenge for this week. You might need to have a conversation about, why is it that we really can't? Why is it that we really can't totally trust each other? Money is just one of those things that you can really learn what people are really like when it comes to money. Because your heart is so connected to that money.
Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So is your heart together with your treasure combined and together?
Or you like, I don't want her to have, or I don't want him to have my treasure.
Or my heart.
My heart. That's really heavy. I didn't know this was going to be this heavy.
Okay.
All right.
So that's it for this one, y'all.
That's it for this one. Next week is number 12.
Have a good week.
Bye-bye.